Problem 6. This figure is made from part of a circle and part of a square. For each of the questions below, use 3.14 as an approximation for pi and round your solution to the nearest whole number. Okay, so some important information. First, instead of our pi button, we're going to use 3.14 as an approximation. Okay, and then when we round, we're going to round to the nearest whole number. Okay, good to know. All right, so our first task, what is the perimeter of this figure to the nearest unit? So again, the nearest whole number. All right, so perimeter. So that means outside pieces, and for the, we have a quarter circle here, that means we are going to use circumference. All right, well, let's do our square piece first. So for perimeter, we have this piece here, which is 2. This here, which is 5. This here, which is also 5. And this here, which is 2. Okay. So 2 plus 2 plus 5, or 2 plus 2 is 4, 5 plus 5 is 10, so 14. Okay, 14. All right, and then we need, now this is not a whole circle, this is part of a circle, it's a quarter of a circle. So when we do circumference, we need to take the circumference and quarters, we need to divide it by 4. Okay, so circumference, we have the radius right here. So our radius is 3. Okay, so for circumference, we are doing 3.14 as an approximation for pi times 2 times the radius, and our radius is 3. Okay, and then all of that we're going to divide by 4 because this is a quarter of a circle. It's not the whole circle. All right, so I'm going to use my calculator here. Okay, so my approximation of pi, 3.14, okay, times 2 times 3, okay, that equals 18.84, and then I'm going to take that and divide that, 18.84 divided by 4 equals 4.71. All right, so 4.71. All right, so this is the perimeter of the square piece, and this is the circumference of the circle piece. And so when I add those two pieces together, okay, so lining up my decimal, there we go. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but that's okay. So 18.71, but I need to round it to my nearest whole number. So that means looking here and going here. So 7 is 5 or above. So that means I give 8 a shove. And so this is 19 units. Okay. Alrighty. Now, what is the area of the figure to the nearest square unit? All right. So now I need to do area. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the area of my squarish piece first. Okay, and I'm also going to divvy this boom right there. All right. So this piece is 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay. And then the longer one right here is 2 times 5, which is 10. Okay. So the area for the squarish piece is 16 square units. All right, now to move on to the area of my circle. So area of a circle is pi, but we're using that 3.14 as the approximation, times our radius squared. And then we're going to take all of that and divide that by 4. So 3.14 okay. Our radius is 3. Three squared is 9. Okay, so 3.14 times 9 divided by 4. Okay, 3.14 times 9. Okay, and then divided by 4, 7.065. Okay. All right. So we've got the area of the squarish piece and the area of the quarter circle. And so then we're going to add those two up. So 16 plus 7.065 . 13, 23. So 23.065. And for rounding to the nearest unit, I look here. It's a 0. 0 is 4 or less, so that means I'm going to let the 23 rest. And that means that 23 square units, and hooray!